Hey, Mon McCool, professional hipster, modest reviewer. Just want to start out this video by giving a huge shout out to another fellow reviewer out there who's making videos quite consistently and posting reviews on his blog quite a bit as well. It goes by the name of the Music Review Database, and as I said, he's got a blog where it's mostly dedicated to, I guess, indie bands. He's got some classic reviews on there as well. He's got interviews and some very ambitious lists, which you guys know I love making lists. So it's always neat to check those out and see what his all-time favorites are and whatnot. Another thing about the Music Review Database that I think is just awesome is that he's never afraid to speak his mind about an album. I mean, if he thinks it's shit, he'll tell you so. What else? Oh yeah, EMA said he was cute, so that's quite awesome. Can't say for myself that I have received that kind of affection from any of the musicians that I've tried to stalk in the past. Follow. Bjork. Still waiting for you to reply to that love letter I sent you 4 years ago. Anyways, most definitely check out the Music Review Database. Have to check him out. I have links to his blog and whatnot down in the description box. But what I wanted to talk about today is actually a musician or band, I guess, who's been receiving quite a bit of chatter lately, and that is Modest Mouse. Probably because I guess they got an album that's sort of scheduled to come out here this year. Hopefully, I'm a huge fan, so I'm anticipating it. Don't know what to expect, but let's hope it's good. Anyways, other fellow reviewer, actually, Musical Inquirer, he made his top 12 favorite songs video of Modest Mouse just like a week ago. My most popular video on YouTube by far, as discussions go, is my building something out of nothing review, or nothing out of something. And one of my subscribers actually made a top 25 favorite songs list. He goes by the name of Radiohead 17321, and he actually posed a question to me, asked my opinion of Modest Mouse's Sad Sappy Sucker here. And I don't really take requests at all for making videos. I mean, you're more than welcome to ask my opinion about an album that I may have heard before, or give me a recommendation. I mean, hell, if you want me to give it a rating, I wouldn't mind doing that either. But, I don't know, since we're going into spring here, getting some warm weather, finally, this is the time that I like to listen to Sad Sappy Sucker. I mean, with all this excitement for Modest Mouse, it kind of gives me even more of an edge to review this. But most definitely the most important reason I want to talk about Sad Sappy Sucker is because I think there's this misconception out there by a lot of people who think that Sad Sappy Sucker is kind of like a throwaway album of Modest Mouse's, and I just kind of want to make it clear that I really, for fans at least, I don't think that's the case at all, really. I mean, if you like any of Modest Mouse's stuff that's pre-Moon in Antarctica, I'd most definitely recommend this, and I think you're missing out on some great material from the band. Anyone else who is, trying to get into the band, I guess, or hasn't really heard anything but I guess post-Moon in Antarctica, this is not a starting point, really. Same goes with Fruit Daddy itself. But yeah, let's start out by talking about some of the beginnings here on Sad Sappy Sucker. It was scheduled to be Modest Mouse's first release, actually, back in 1994, but was kind of put on the back burner all the way up until 2001, after the release of the magnificent Moon in Antarctica. And I guess the best way to talk about this, since there's 23 songs on it, is by breaking Sad Sappy Sucker into two parts. The first part, kind of just, I guess, being the album part of the album, what you'd kind of base your review on, I guess. And all those sounds, if you're familiar with Modest Mouse, are quite conventional, but for Modest Mouse at least, but still very short for the band. I mean, it's about as volatile as anything else that Modest Mouse has come out, and I think that's where I respect the band the most. Just being able to put such a diverse amount of emotion into every single album that they make. And probably where this differs the most from any other of the Modest Mouse material afterwards, and probably expect this, I guess, is that Modest Mouse they don't sound developed yet, really. The creativity is mostly definitely on here, but as far as songwriting and musicianship, I mean, even Isaac Brock, the frontman's voice, just doesn't seem to be up to par for the band. And you know what? Isaac Brock's 17 around this time period, and so I mean, I guess I won't blame the whole band for that. Another thing that's definitely a little different on this album is the way that it's produced. The guy who asked me to give my opinion, Radiohead 17321, I asked him for his opinion after I gave him mine, and he said one of the things he really liked about Sad Sappy Sucker was that was the production, or lack thereof production. And this is an album that definitely does sound like it was done on a budget. I mean, there's a little bit of a tingy sound on the instruments, but I mean, it doesn't sound too bad to the point where it's like lo-fi. If you're familiar with Kelvin Johnson, the owner of K Records, the man who produced this album, as well as some other Modest Mouse albums as well, you can tell that he's a man that just really values some just a bit of fuzz and grit into the musicians that are on his label, and just those kind of things, giving bands any characteristic to them. Yeah, so for the second part of this album, they consist of, I guess, songs that Isaac Brock directly recorded onto his answer machine. They're touted as dial-a-song songs. And, yeah, they're all 30 seconds. To me, a huge fan. I mean, I want as much Modest Mouse material as I can get, so, I think those songs are kind of interesting, and I don't mind having them on the album, but for someone who doesn't really care for Modest Mouse at all, they're gonna just think that those songs are just wretched, pointless, and just half-assed. One of the songs called Swy, it's just Isaac Brock naming off vowels, and even at the end he's like, oh damn, that song's gonna suck. And maybe he's just trying to be ironic or whatever, but I guess there's other examples like BMX Crash, where Isaac Brock's just kind of yelling through like what I assume is a kazoo throughout the whole song, and it just comes off as sounding very childish. However, there is some redeeming 30-second songs like Australopithecus, which is it's just got a nice heartfelt melody to it, and it's one of the few dial-a songs that I wish went past the 30-second mark that all of them have. But I'm sure most people probably cut this album short 3/4 the way into, just like people cut short the Beatles' White Album to avoid that Revolution 9 song. But not me. I just kind of got a make a ritual for myself that I have to listen to albums all the way through. I don't know if I just got too much time on my hands or whatever. But with that said, if you like Modest Mouse's old material, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You should most definitely check out Sad Sappy Sucker. I'm just very confident that you'll like it. Trust me on this one. But yeah, like all my reviews, gonna show you what's inside and whatnot. Hear that Big Boy is helping out with the creation of the new Modest Mouse album that is scheduled this year. Don't know if I'm too happy about that. I mean, I got respect for Big Boy and everything, but I wish Modest Mouse would really just go back to their sounds of when Kelvin Johnson was helping produce their albums. I've really been kind of wishing for that the past few years, and with Big Boy helping out, I guess you could kind of assume that they're going back to more of a, I guess, pop-friendly sound, but we'll see. I'm still excited. So yeah, all the pictures inside this are done by Isaac Brock, or taken by them. Except this one inside there. That little doodle's done by someone else. But yeah, thanks for staying in for this long review. I saw that you made a review, Skipping Boy. Nice to see you again. Musical Inquiry, keep it up. And keep carrying the torch. Sorry for stealing that from you, Jacob, but yeah, take care, everybody. Let me know what you think of Sad Sappy Sucker. Bye.